And welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Bros. This is Big Baby Ben,
Billy the Kid.
Troy Black, baby.
Let's get it.
and we're in for a special episode tonight, gentlemen. All surprise questions across the board. But we start out with some unbelievable news that just shocked the internet already. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson making his return on Friday night SmackDown and putting the SmackDown to Austin Theory. Troy,
Fuck yeah.
you glad to see The Rock back?
I'm more than glad to see The Rock back, bro. Like this shit is something that the fans and me included have been wanting for over 5 years straight. As soon as we seen, Roman Reigns doing something, we always thought, what if The Rock happened to come across Roman Reigns? What if The Rock coming across the bloodline? What if The Rock makes a return? But then, we've always had it. We've always had statements from The Rock saying that he doesn't want to go by The Rock. He wanted to go by Dwayne Johnson because he wanted his acting career and his WWE career to be completely separate from each other. He was done with the WWE. And apparently that wasn't true because here we see The Rock making his sweet, sweet return. And for a moment there, I thought we were going to see maybe The Rock versus John Cena.
Now, there was an interaction backstage. I did watch a clip between John Cena and The Rock exchanging words backstage, and it was nothing but respect.
Nothing but respect. Nothing but respect. I loved it. I am very happy to see The Rock. I'm more happy to see The Rock than I am to see John Cena.
Facts.
Facts. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? I'm excited, brother. I'm excited to see what the future holds. I'm excited to see what The Rock is doing back. I'm excited. So I can't express it anymore. I'm psyched about it.
He's a Rock hater. You're a Rock hater.
No,
Sounds like a
no,
Rock hater.
no.
Fucking Rock hater.
Hell
Well,
no.
you haven't said anything good about The Rock.
You know what?
You didn't say nothing
You
bad,
keep
but you
going.
said nothing good
You
about
keep
it.
going. When we practice tonight, I'm hitting you with a rock bottom.
You can't. You can't because you can't get up after I hit you with the people's elbow. Don't play with me.
So we move into question number one.
Okay.
Troy, you got the floor first.
Oh.
Was Shelton Benjamin underused?
Yes. Yes. I definitely think Shelton Benjamin was definitely underused. I think Cedric Alexander was underused. But since your question was more about Shelton, we're going to focus on. I think the Golden Standard has definitely always damn near been underused, underrated, overlooked, stepped on, stepped over, put behind a curtain, put in a corner, and, locked away. I feel like the man definitely deserves more than that. He deserves a lot more than that. That man was like a star when I started watching wrestling. I started watching it late. Shelton Benjamin was a star. Like that was one of the it factor guys. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I definitely think he was definitely underused and overlooked for sure, 100%. And I would be happy to see him make a return, just like I was happy to see Carlito. Like I would be happy to see Shelton Benjamin make an actual permanent return.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the man only ever held mid-card titles and tag titles. That man should have had a big belt around his damn waist. Like that man he could fucking jump off fucking ropes without even touching them with his fucking hands. He could fly off fucking ladders, like his rollover moves and shit, like when he hits his finishers and stuff. Like that shit is just badass. He should have been utilized a lot better. So yeah, he was definitely underutilized. They should have done a lot more with Shelton Benjamin.
I'm gonna have to agree with you guys here. Shelton Benjamin easily in the top 10 most athletic superstars of his era, hands down, and one of the most technical wrestlers of his era of all time. I mean, this man could do it all. We're talking ladder matches, submission matches, tag team, singles. He held it down.
Money in the bank, baby.
Hell
He was
yeah.
an amazing Money in the Bank competitor, and he was an amazing Intercontinental Champion. And I was thinking of these questions tonight, going through my head. For this is part one, by the way, fans. This is part one of surprise questions. Tomorrow night will be part two and SmackDown results.
Oh, wow.
Real nice.
So, what if Stone Cold Steve Austin never broke his neck?
If Stone Cold Steve Austin had never broke his neck, well, I mean, he probably would have been a lot bigger star. I mean, other than what he already did do, he probably would have came further into the next era, because the man could still wrestle. We've seen it when he faced off against Kevin Owens. He probably would have held more gold. He probably would have been more of being part of the face of the WWE along with John Cena. So there's a lot of possibilities. But unfortunately, he did, and it ended his career short. But he's a hell of a wrestler. He's a strong superstar. He's quick. He knows how to hit them stunners and get the audience reaction. Fans absolutely love him. So he would have went a lot further. He would have got more titles, more gold, and he would have been over with the fans all the way.
If Stone Cold never broke his back, there might not be an opportunity for people like Sting to be as big as he is. And that's how I feel. Like, to be honest. Kind of like how Billy said, the man never broke his back. Man would have had longer longevity, which means he would have had time to not only, well, his craft was pretty much perfected, but at that point in time, now he has all the time to learn new moves. All these newer, younger guys are coming with these new moves. Now he's like learning these now he's learning all these new moves. Like, who knows? We might have even seen, Stone Cold Steve Austin hit an RKO on Randy Orton or something like that.
That would have been badass.
You never know.
Yeah.
The man has the athleticism, the body, and the strength to do all this, and the durability. However, after suffering his neck, that's completely different. The man his career could have been as long as the Undertaker's, in my opinion.
Yep.
His career definitely could have been as long as the Undertaker's. I feel like Stone Cold is one of them badass motherfuckers that can take all that hit and take all that pain just like the Undertaker. So I think, yeah, like what Billy said, his career would have been much bigger. Not saying he's not a GOAT now, but he would have been closer to the overall GOAT if his back would have never broke.
Next. Same like you guys said, definitely what Billy the Kid was going on. More gold. Stone Cold Steve Austin puts asses in seats, whether he's retired and just coming back for one night and one night only, or he's on a stint. Stone Cold Steve Austin did one thing in his career, he put asses in seats.
Yep.
He did what every white boy in America with an attitude problem that drinks a can of beer wanted to do, and Stone Cold Stunner his boss.
Hell yeah. Multiple times.
Multiple times.
Uh-huh.
Doing stupid shit with them in the ring with the dumb Stone Cold's promo cutting ability alone by itself. If that man didn't break his neck, let's think about that for a minute. Stone Cold's promos could have took him as the rest of his career. Alone.
I mean, I made one of my promos in my wrestling career based off of Stone Cold and Booker T's supermarket match. Like, that match, that promo stands out in my head forever.
Forever.
You can never unforgive that. You can never unforget that. So yeah, it based, I based one of my promos off of that, like strongly. And it went great. With the flour down to the, getting into the fridge, all of that. And with me getting put through a table, yeah, I did. Yeah, it came all from Stone Cold.
So we're gonna go on to another question, but I'm gonna mix it up and skip down the list a little bit and have a little bit of fun tonight.
Okay.
WWE superstar Edge has been removed from the internal roster. Breaking news just dropped in a couple hours ago. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. So, Troy, Edge off the roster for a while. Clearly, that means he needs to take a break, maybe due to his neck problems, or he's going home to spend time
Edge
with
said
his kids? Or
Ed, Edge said he was retiring, man. I think it's for real this time. I think he's for real. I mean, he came back, he smashed, stacked, he pushed people over. I mean, the man has done what he's wanted to do. What really, I mean, and I'm gonna let you know right now, like, I'm a fucking edge head, bro. Like when it comes to
facts.
edge,
Same here.
like I'm a fucking edge head. So like I've always been a fan, whether he's been a good guy or bad guy. Face or
He
heel
was
doesn't
an
matter.
amazing heel. He was an
Amazing.
amazing heel.
This man came back, started up a faction, passed the torch on to Finn Balor, basically. Um, and look at what this faction is doing. But make no mistake, there was no Finn Balor doing shit. There was no Damian Priest doing shit. There was no Rhea Ripley doing shit. And there was definitely no fucking Dominic Mysterio doing shit. Edge was one of the very first real competitors that Dominic Mysterio really had. In case we don't, in case you forget, like when that whole shit that went down between, Big Daddy and small little boy, Edge was one of the very first ones, that he really competed against. So, yeah, this man came back and did everything. He did everything that every wrestler wants to do, but he redid it again in a couple of months, in a matter of a couple of years. So yeah, I mean, I'm sad to see him go. I'm definitely sad to see him go. But longevity isn't forever. And when you play high stake matches like you do with Edge or Jeff Hardy, it kind of closes that a little bit. Yeah. So I respect it.
NWO. We're going to go back to WCW. This is the first mention of WCW on the podcast. So they will be getting brought up more and more and more over time when we start hitting our Attitude Era episodes. When Hulk Hogan shocked the world and turned heel, went bad guy. Did that happen in that stage of wrestling, Billy? And that era of wrestling at that time frame when Hogan went heel and it was WCW versus WWF, did that make the rating spike go through the roof?
I think what really made the rating spikes go through the roof, I mean, what was the fact that two brands were battling against each other. I mean, that's really what made the rating spike through the roof. Now, I could say that Hogan going heel probably shocked the fans, and that's probably why they paid more attention. And that's probably what made the ratings go up as well. But really, honestly, I don't think that was just him going heel was all that brought the rating spikes up. I think it was the fact that you had WCW and WWF going head to head, facing off against each other, new storylines, new ideas. Just the overall idea of two companies coming head to head to see who was the better in battle for supremacy.
I disagree. I disagree slightly. I feel like seeing someone that's always been a face, someone that's that powerful, but to be evil, I think that definitely did spike ratings. I definitely did think that's what sent it over the top. Yeah, you can always see factions fighting against each other, but what happens when America's best, favorite star turns evil? That's like Superman going evil. You don't think if they made a movie where Superman went evil that it would
They did.
that's but if they did. They did. They did.
They
You're
did.
right. They did. They did.
He was a badass motherfucker, man.
And and I'm not a fan of DC, you feel me? But that caught my eye.
Right.
That caught my I'm a Marvel fan, baby. I'm a Marvel fan all the
we're
way.
gonna go back and forth all day.
I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna beat you a lot. But yeah, I feel like him turning heel shocked the world, and that's what made the ratings spike for sure. For sure.
So, that's the time when I had a bowl of popcorn in front of me and I was 8 years old, 7 years old, sitting in front of the TV screen going, yay, wrestling's on. Mom saying, oh, we shouldn't be watching that. and but
Mm-hmm.
I get to watch it anyway. And there's a Totino's pizza in the oven, and I'm just the happiest little 8-year-old boy in the world because my superstar Hulk Hogan is gonna walk down the ramp and give us his babyface promo, and he's gonna win for the good guy. And then he turned bad. You know what I did? I went into my room and took my Hulk Hogan action figure. I took it outside my baseball bat and I hit his head off. I got
Oh shit.
I got grounded for a week. I was
That
that
escalated.
devastated. I was an 8-year-old. Eat your vitamins. What you gonna do, brother? Like he was just that guy in that era that was always the good guy. He even was on
Mhm.
Chuck Norris. You guys remember that when he went on Chuck Norris on a Walker Texas Ranger?
Yep.
Uh, and then we go into what if WCW, we're kind of staying in that era for a minute, stayed in business, Troy?
Um, if WCW would have stayed in business, I think it it might have survived. I think it would have survived. It would have survived only due to the fact that there are real fans out there, like three of us. You know what I'm saying? Like people that know wrestling from when it was the wrestling that we grew up with, and the wrestling before us, and even a little bit of the wrestling before them. You feel me? So nowadays, if you compare 2023's wrestling to 2003's wrestling, I'm sorry, 2003 got it beat. Now
All day.
the moves have gotten better with 2023 because we've had to improvise. But when it came down to putting someone through a double stacked table, both of them bitches on fire, or slamming someone through a Hell in a Cell, or even being thrown off of it, or anything like that, like that's all the early 2000 era, baby. So if WCW stayed around and they, they kept with that type of shit, yeah, they would have definitely still been around because that would appeal to our age group, which is still a tremendous amount considering WWE's biggest like fans are the children, and we're the ones producing the children and bringing the children in the first place. So yeah, I think WCW would still definitely be a thing if they decided to do that.
Yeah, I feel like WCW it could still be a possibility. Was it any possible? We've had this conversation before. When you asked, what if ECW was still around? Like I feel like any company could have the potential
The
of still being.
Spotify days.
Yes. I feel like any company still has the potential of being around as long as the monies and the financials are there for them to be able to stay around. But they would have to adjust with the times because otherwise, if they don't adjust with the times, they're going to get left in the past. So yeah, WCW could have still been around. It just would have had to transition a little bit to fit what is appropriate for nowadays as far as what's being watched on TV
I don't know.
and whatnot.
I disagree just because I think WCW would come on a different program at a different timing. So therefore they would have different rating, like flexibility. Right now, what we see is WWE as far as we see. Before this whole TKO takeover, um, it was it's PG. You feel me? What we watch was damn near rated R on a regular Friday. You feel me? Like, they roll 3 hours of this. Oh
Yeah.
my god, they were you know what I'm saying? Like we would see blood and shit. I think if they would have took the route, they would have done on a different TV show on a different night, and like I think it would have been Wednesday WCW. And since they're on a different show, they can do things different. You might see a little bit more blood like we used to see. You might
I
see
think
more
it also
weapons.
depends on the ownership, who actually owns it at that current moment.
I think if you had someone like Triple H or HBK, I think it would be fine. I think it would be okay because these men also
Grew up with that attitude.
Come on, dude.
They
I've
became
literally-
one of the attitude era.
literally seen Triple H spit blood out of his mouth after taking the sledgehammer to the mouth after he jumped off the top rope, and his match against Shawn Michaels, like in a Hell in a Cell. So like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like these men know what it is. They've been through the ropes. They've literally been through the ropes, and they've done this physically. So I think they would have, if they had the opportunity to bring that shit back, they would.
I got a question for you, Ben.
Go ahead.
What do you know about this TKO belt? Is it an actual belt that they're trying to bring in, or was it just something that was designed because of the merger of the companies?
So that was designed to present, in front of the big wigs is what I call them. Whatever job you're in, you got the big wigs that come in with the suits and got the money with the Rolexes and the fancy boy haircuts, and it was all them. It was all presentation and show. Now, are we about to see some MMA fighters, some UFC fighters, possibly? I just saw it, and I sent it to the podcast group. Brock Lesnar said, "Come to my ring. Come here." That's what he told Conor McGregor. He said, "I take bigger shits than that." He said, "I'm."
Yeah,
He said,
I
"I."
watched that. He said that.
He said, "I'm 290 pounds and he weighs 145."
Here's where my concern is with that. I was fearing something like this would happen. Conor McGregor is not he ain't no bitch. You feel me?
No,
So
no.
him going over there and trying to wrestle you while also trying to throw fake blows, he's gonna hit you for real because you are a former UFC champion of the world, heavyweight champion of the world. And since you're so much bigger, he might hit you for real. And that's where Brock Lesnar's old self is going to kick back in. And he's going to hit this man for real, like he used to do with bigger niggas. And that is where I feel the problem will come in with WWE putting UFC in there. Because like, you can now, because it's almost like Pride, but it's almost like Pride like they used to do in the UFC, but worse. Now you can have someone like Rey Mysterio's size and height go against someone like Omos. And the UFC, that's never going to happen. But now you have the opportunity to have it. And now it's a fucking ego thing. Because Conor McGregor has a big name, so does Brock Lesnar. But Brock Lesnar is a has-been at UFC. And Conor McGregor is on his way to being a has-been, but he's still relevant. Brock Lesnar is not. Now, if you have these two go against each other in WWE, yes, it will spike ratings. Yes, it will put ass in seats. But yes, this also has a potential to ruin what is the difference between WWE and UFC.
I
Because
mean,
if you put
you
in like an
gotta.
octagon match or a street fight, now these guys are literally just fighting each other inside of a ring.
You got to think, Conor McGregor, one of the best to ever do it in the cage. In the definition of one of the goats of UFC, in my opinion, between promos and then actually going in there, whooping your ass, stacking you, and leaving. He just gets the job done. Now you got to think he's gonna come in and train how to be a wrestler.
Yep.
He's gonna go to WWE headquarters. He's gonna get to work with the best of the best.
But he also went in and also trained how to be a boxer and only a boxer as well. And you've seen how that went against Floyd.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, bro, some I haven't done it nearly as long as Conor McGregor, but being in this MMA game and trying to step into a ring where you're wrestling is not an easy transition. Like I stepped in literally not knowing what to do because I only know how to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how to like if I put you like it took me a while to adjust to the fact that when you get suplexed, how you're supposed to properly do it because if my hands get around your neck, brother, I'm used to strangling you. So it is a transition and it's not always easy.
Yeah, but I feel like with Conor McGregor, even if he trained for wrestling to prepare for a match to wrestle Brock Lesnar, I mean, Brock's already got all those years of experience. So his little bit of training time versus Brock's years of experience, I don't think it'd go very well for Conor McGregor. I mean, not taking anything away from the fact he's a hell of a fighter, but it's just simple that Brock is 290 pounds. Conor McGregor is 145. That's, twice his weight. So,
The last dude that was 145 pounds that went against me, I was pretty much able to toss him like a rag doll. Like like saying, we do this. We try to be as much professional as we possibly can. Like, but let's be honest. If you're 145 pounds, there's no way you're taking me in the octagon or in a wrestling ring any type of way. Like, if you're 145 pounds, I could damn near fucking break you. So that's why I'm like, you know,
Hey, I will give you one little dude, and this is a shout out to him. I will give you one little dude that will when it comes to hands, he's quick as fuck. And he's 135 pounds. That's my little brother, Jeremiah. He's a quick little fucker.
Oh, little man Jay.
Now,
Yeah.
if you get a hold
Hey,
of him, he's in trouble. But if he can keep those fists moving and keep moving around, he's quick as fuck.
we call him TJ Dilshaw.
I watched him knock a kid out that was my size in school. Just fucking one time slept him on the floor. So he's a quick little fucker. So I can't wait for you to meet him.
I can't wait till I meet him too.
Yeah.
We got nothing but space and opportunity and a mat out there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Just lay down a pillow for something.
So we're gonna give a little shout out to a small company that's working out of my hometown tonight, called RCW. So they're Redneck Championship Wrestling, and they will be having a show on September 22nd. And that show will be at 108 Legion Parkway in Oblong, Illinois. And it is to go to Bobby Willoughby, which is fighting brain cancer. All
Oh, damn.
proceeds will go to Willoughby, and he is fighting severe brain cancer. So, little shout out to that little company getting it in.
Oblong.
Oblong.
Oblong. That's an interesting name.
Oblong. That's where you're from? Oblong?
I'm from Robinson, Illinois, but that town's 5 minutes from my town.
Oblong.
Oblong. Oblong.
Got some oblong ass niggas down.
Yeah, the nickname of the chief of police down there, I can't stand the motherfucker. We call him a chief pussy.
Chief
What'd you
Pussy.
say the kid's name was,
Chief
Ben?
Pussy Oblong?
His real name is Pusey.
No, the kid that's got brain cancer.
Do what, brother?
What was the kid's name that had brain cancer?
Oh, it's a adult. It's an adult male.
Okay.
His name is Bobby Willoughby.
Okay, well, Bobby, here's a shout out from Wrestling with Bros. We're with you, man. We're praying for you, and we're hoping that you get better. Praying that you're fighting this big fight, and that hopefully you'll be able to pull through.
You know, Bobby, I don't know what it's like to have any type of cancer, much less a brain cancer. But I do know what it's like to have people that are supportive and there with you in dark times. And while we can't be there physically with you, we are there mentally and spiritually with you, brother. I don't want you to give up this fight. I don't think it's a fight that you should be losing. And I think it's a fight that you probably have a good chance of beating, man. So shout out to you, man.
Um, you know, shout out to you, brother. It's sad to see somebody in a local company like this that have such a major impact on the company, and for them to give up all the money. All the wrestlers are giving up all their pay. Everybody's giving up their pay, and there's gonna be merchandise on sale that you can buy. And my cousin is the Beast Slayer. He is one half of the tag team champions, so go out and support him.
All right, Beast Slayer. You got a tag team right here. Would love to perform. Let us know.
Listen, he don't know how to sell it. He don't know how to cut the promo, but I'm gonna tell you this like it is, Slayer. You want some real competition because you're a real tag team, right? This is the real competition. This is the real tag team. Okay, we'll let you know that right here, right now. It don't matter where the ring is, where the setup is. Shit, we're always ready, brother. So anytime that you feel like you're ready, gather your partner and then holla at. Matter of fact, you can talk to our manager right here, Big Boy Ben. Once you holler at him, let us know. We'll be ready.
Yeah.
Last question of the night, that 10-minute buzzer hit, and then Troy has something that he would like to say to the fans. So we're going to give him his time on the board. AJ Lee's music pops at the Royal Rumble of 2024 at number 30. Is it a possibility? Would you like to see it happen, or is that a no-go for you guys?
I mean, AJ Lee was a huge success in the WWE, and it was a huge loss when she left. Like, fans were very, very disappointed. So I think that if she was given the opportunity to come back, because I've seen recent pictures, she has really kept herself in shape. I
Yep.
think if she took the opportunity to come back and be a part of the WWE again for a while, I think it would be a huge success. How about you?
Fuck just AJ Lee, man. I want to see AJ Lee. I want to see Naomi. I want to see Sasha Banks. I want to see Sarah Logan. I want to see all of these females come back because I stand behind my decision. I think the female division is going way harder than the men's. Ever has been right now. They have been going hard for like 3 years straight. Harder than the men have been. We're bored of the men's storyline. We're bored of the bloodline. We already know, okay, Roman Reigns is going to cheat. He's going to fucking win. Doesn't matter who the fuck we pick. Whenever they decide to do it is whenever they decide to do it. Are we really going to care? Of course, we're all going to pay attention because we're going to be relieved, but no one's going to give a fuck. But we start having these females keep popping up like they are. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a fucking takeover. It is a fucking takeover. And it's been a takeover ever since Rhea Ripley fucking speared KO through the fucking barricade. Now we see that these females ain't fucking playing. They are taking over the men's division.
Fuck yeah.
I honestly haven't. There's been a time that a woman was men's champion. I think Beth
China.
Phoenix. Yeah,
China was the
Beth Phoenix did
Intercontinental
it as well.
Champion.
Beth Phoenix did it as well.
She won the Rumble. She didn't win a title.
Oh, it was the Rumble.
Yep.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
China won the Intercontinental title.
So you feel me? Like I think we might see another repeat. We might see that happen again. I could see it. I could see it. So yeah, I'm excited for AJ Lee to return.
All right. So what do you have to say tonight, Troy?
I just remember on my last podcast, you had asked me if I was a free agent, but yeah, I am. Apparently, I took some backlash. Me and Billy took some backlash for getting that dope ass interview with AKW with Danny. Apparently, our owner did not like that because he felt like we were stepping on his toes because he wasn't able to do that. But to everybody out there, I just want you to know, when you come across wrestling companies like that, you can't let that stuff discourage you. You got to keep on pushing forward. Like, obviously, Danny's not a hard man to get a hold of, and
take the opportunity.
As long as you are professional and correct, then yeah, it'll happen, man. You can get stuff like that. Like you can make your dreams come true. Don't let somebody else slow your roll just because they didn't put in the effort that you did. Don't let them make you feel shitty. And Billy and I, we tried to just honestly push our image. We wanted more shows because our wrestling company wasn't really doing anything. We were technically free agents, no contract signed, and we tried to get on another show, and he apparently didn't like that. So he ended up just giving us both. He tried to give Billy the boot, and I told him, "Well, I'm champion, so I got more to lose." So I told him, like, well, we're a tag team, so you got to get rid of both of us. You get rid of him, you got to get rid of me. So did. With that being said, I'm not discouraged. I'm obviously still training with my partner. I'm happy with the decision that was made. It's okay. But don't join a company where the owner feels like he's going to try to put himself over. Whether it's a co-owner or regular owner, I just wouldn't recommend it. But don't let anything discourage you guys, because just because you fail once or fail twice, keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. If this is what you really want, go for it. Go for it. And stick by those that are true, because you will find a few, but you won't find very many. That's pretty much all I have to really say.
So, huge news. Just got a message that came through, and I'm excited. I got to share this. I know we're at the end of the episode here. SCW star Augustus Draven just hit my phone up Wednesday.
What?
7 p.m. He's down to come on the podcast.
Oh shit.
Woo!
You
Thank
heard
you,
that.
Augustus, for getting back
heard
to me.
that.
We are excited to have you coming on the episodes.
Taking a
On the
celebration dab, baby.
podcast.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. That's some great ass news, bro.
Fuck yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You put in the effort, you can make all these moves yourself, man. You don't need to have someone honing over you and telling you what to do 24/7. And it's not even an authority issue. It's just
Opportunities only come so often in
And
your life. You got to take
let's
that opportunity.
let's not forget about the next guest coming on next Monday. My homeboy, a local artist in the Quad Cities, a pretty good guy. You know, gives back to his community. Um, uh, man, can't wait to have him on. We're talking Attitude Era topics, and you can catch us here on YouTube every week. We're never going away. We're always going to be here.
Dropping episode after episode.
oh yeah, this next week one's gonna be spicy.
Oh, yeah.
Spicy.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So we're gonna move into that time of the show where we give our honorable mentions.
Our honorable mention goes out to The Rock tonight. Brother, we've been waiting a long time to see you back on that TV. And we know we've heard rumors after rumors. You finally did it. Thank you for coming back and yeah, giving the fans what they wanted.
My honorable mention goes out to Wrestling. Um, I know you guys are gonna perform out there. I know you guys are gonna do great. You know, I got if my man Ben tells me it's gonna be a good show, I know it's gonna be a good show. So whether we're competing in it or not, you definitely have our support, and you definitely have some more fans, bro. So my honorable mention goes out to you guys.
My honorable mention goes out to my team, the entire team, from IT department to project manager to our new analyst Troy Black, one of the big free agents on the market, and his tag team partner Billy the Kid. Billy, your promo cutting ability and the promotional work that you do for this company is outrageously awesome. And
Thank
I
you.
just want, I'm going to be naming an employee of the month every month, once a month. And the employee of the month this month is Billy the Kid.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I'm Big Baby Ben.
Billy the Kid.
Troy Black, baby.
This has been another amazing episode of Wrestling with the Bros.